Thing. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. Wait, here's the. How come I'm the only one? Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh,
Nope. That's not my.
you're so close every time.
So it's
It's
not my. There's a hiccup in the recording somehow. I have to redo it.
every week we're closer and closer.
We're
What's up,
getting.
Charles?
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Monday night edition of Geek Spot News special. No, there's nothing special about it. It's just us every Monday. Same thing.
There's stuff. There's stuff.
Stuff. We got stuff to talk about. I'm closer to stuff, but thank you for finding us tonight. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes that you're going to do, and the button and hitting in the bells and all that fun stuff. And this is the point where I promise you that we're going to put more videos up on our page every week. If we ever get to the
Yeah.
video part of doing this, my background is all kinds of messed up because I'm in a new room and I have not gotten situated yet.
Yeah.
And how are you doing, Jack?
So like Frank said, thanks for finding the Geek Spot. I'm going to do the end of show pitch early and tell you, hey, recommend it to a friend. Tell them they can find this audio only anywhere they listen to their podcast. Drop us a review, that 5-star rating. We're on Spotify, on Google Podcasts, on Apple, all those places that do the thing. That is the best I've ever seen you look on this. Oh, there he is. So yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. Like I said, make sure you tell some people about it and have them come join in the conversation. I'm good though, man. Busy week. My one kid just got done doing 6 shows of Mamma Mia
Oof.
in 5 days, and he's 11. So
Damn.
the
like
Neshaminy has a theater program called Summer Stock where they basically do close to a pro level production in just under a month.
That's an early 2000s rocket schedule there.
Yeah. I was thinking that. I was like, those weeks wore me out. I did a double Saturday down the shore, and
Ooh.
I felt like I had played for 2 months straight.
Oh,
So
goodness.
yeah, so that's that. Watch some stuff. Dead City finished up. Walking Dead City. I know you've been dying to see it.
I am.
Negan and Maggie.
Oh, yeah.
There's some good twists they rolled out in the last episode or two that made it interesting going forward. It definitely is not a complete story yet. They dropped 6 episodes, over the course of the last 6 weeks, and it ended like, all right, there's a whole lot more story that we're going to do, and just stopped. I was like, oh, okay. I guess there's a season 2 that they don't have a choice but to film and release now.
Or
They also dropped a preview of the new Daryl Dixon show on AMC Plus, so I haven't had a chance to watch the first 10 minutes of that yet, but I'm not quite as excited as I would love to be about that show. He was one of my least favorite characters on there, but
yeah, same.
Yeah, I know. You know exactly who he is, right? You loved him in Boondock Saints, though, so it's okay.
Oh my God, so long ago.
How about you, man? What have you been up to?
Well, obviously the background here, if you're watching us live, my background's all fuzzy and weird, and that's because I have a green screen up and the lighting is terrible right now because I moved into a new room, so I'm not quite situated, so please bear with me video-wise. Audio-wise, my golden voice sounds just the same loveliness as before.
Just as gold.
What have I been up to? I spent the weekend moving things around in my house. It was a nightmare. I did not get to do any swimming pool activities. I did, however, watch another batch of Superman and Lois.
Oh,
I'm almost at the end. Next week, we should be able to finally talk about this show.
Don't remember it.
Yeah, you will. I'm at the part where, spoiler alert, John Henry whacked the guy in the face with a hammer on Main Street and killed him.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of episodes left.
No, there's only like 3.
Okay.
Three maybe, I think.
I think there was a hiatus or 2 in there, so it feels like longer. Yeah.
Right. Because I'm seeing commercials for the Flash final season, and I'm just like, ugh, please don't make me relive this.
You should enjoy the final season of The Flash.
Other than that, I finished Ted Lasso season 3 again, and I'm almost done Friday Night Lights, the final season again.
Great, productive.
But no, after that, there's really nothing new coming out, so I have a ton of time to watch stuff.
Well,
Uh,
The Witcher finishes up. Those
there's
final episodes were released on Friday. I want to say Thursday, Friday this week.
Other than that, no, I really haven't done anything. Haven't had anything exciting this weekend. Um, but this weekend, I really wanted to get to the movies this weekend, and I didn't. And there's 4 movies out that I haven't. I don't know why this number.
You're very popular.
Yeah, it's the same number. So side note, I updated my iOS to the beta version of
Oh God.
17. So
Yeah.
my live voicemail is not working right.
Oh, good.
No, it's awful, and I don't care. Um,
You get
but
voicemail still?
yeah,
Oh,
because I
that's
don't
cool.
answer my phone. So there
You
were
get phone calls still?
yeah,
Wow.
spam, lots of spam. So there's 4 movies out. Oh, cool. There's 4 movies out right now. Um, Charles, don't tell me anything about the series finale of Blacklist. I am that's at near the top. That and Mayans are at the top. I really want to know how that ends. But back to there's 4 movies coming out that are out. I want to see Indiana Jones. I'm probably going to wait for video for that.
Yeah.
Um, Barbenheimer is all the rage.
It's making all the money.
It's it. So I'm going to stop on that one for a second. It's the 4th highest grossing weekend ever
Yeah.
for movies in general.
Just crazy.
Amid this big writer strike and the Hollywood strike and all that, these movies that are coming out are actually kicking ass. Are you kidding me? This guy called me for a freaking job offer. Oh. Anyway, they're killing right now. The Barbie movie made 155 to 160 million dollars.
It's great.
It's amazing. And the better thing about it is all the people that are making fun of the movie and trashing it are actually doing the opposite of what they want, and more people are going to see it.
Right.
And
Yeah, I know quite a few people that went to see it over the weekend. They said it was great.
Dom went and saw it. Dom, who comes in and participates in our show sometimes and is active in the comments and has his own channel, The Ace Avenue. He did a review on both movies. Solid stuff. If you want to go over to The Ace Avenue and check that out. Jack and I haven't had a chance to see either yet. Oppenheimer made 80.5 million and was Nolan's highest grossing non-Batman movie.
It's understandable. I mean, you would have thought Inception would have done well back when it came out, but
this is
or Interstellar even.
I mean, this is a great weekend for people that like to go to the movie theater, and I love going to the movie theater.
Yeah, me too. You're even an A-lister. I just my summer has been insane. Yes. It'll get better eventually. It won't. I mean, but I'm going to pretend that it's going to get better before next year.
Do you think that so Barbie is Barbie is the biggest opening ever for a non-superhero movie sequel or remake, and it's got it was female directed, female-led director. It was like this insane, great, wonderful weekend as a whole.
I was going to say Avatar, but Avatar had legs, not
right. But Avatar also wasn't female directed.
No. I know, but before female directed, it's one of the top openings. Period. Yeah. And then there's also the female directed. It's the biggest female directed movie ever.
So it's the biggest domestic box office weekend of all time, behind the opening weekends of Infinity War, Endgame, and The Force Awakens. Okay. That's the whole weekend, not just one movie. That's all the movies, but obviously those 3 movies.
The Force Awakens was Christmas.
Right.
But the only thing theater showed the weekend that Infinity War and Endgame. I actually remember not too long ago seeing a clip from my phone, and it was all Endgame.
Yep.
And one Shazam.
Yeah.
And like a Captain Marvel was the entire 20 theater listing on the wall.
Yeah. Dom chimed in the chat. He rated Barbie a 7.5 and Oppenheimer a 9.5. Both movies I really want to see. They're saying that it's possible that Barbie could cross the $1 billion mark, which the way things are going out in Hollywood, I hope this just helps the directors and the writers in some way.
Yeah, is Charles? I see you said you watched Midnight Texas too. Is that the one with the supernatural, like the werewolf and vampires and stuff like that, are all in the small town in Texas? I think that show was on actually a couple years ago, if I'm not wrong. Or maybe it's just in another season. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for them. We'll see if I make it for Oppenheimer. It's a long movie for
It
me to
is.
sit in a movie theater. I have trouble even sitting through the 3 hour comic movies that I'm like super into. Um,
Um, the other movie that I wanted to mention that is out that I desperately want to see is Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, which had a 62% drop from its opening week.
yeah,
But uh, you know, look, even Tom Cruise was telling people to go see Barbie, go see Oppenheimer, just go to the movies.
yeah. It was well, Mission Impossible is doing fine global. Its domestic
Right.
dropped a ton, but internationally, it's still doing well,
Right.
which is normal for those movies. I don't think they typically have legs in the U.S. since like the first one or two. But internationally, Tom Cruise is a
Yeah.
worldwide megastar.
If Tom Cruise runs in a movie, the movie does really good.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a statistic for that somewhere.
There actually is, but I
Yeah,
don't have it handy. But I'm really interested to go see those movies.
I expect
Because
you to see him sometime by November or so.
uh yeah, next weekend, this weekend coming up is really going to be hard to do anything like that. I got family stuff going on, and then hopefully things smooth out going forward for that. Um, then again, they might be in the movie theater for a long time because we're coming up against another bunch of delays. Um, we had Comic Con this weekend, which we're going to mention a little bit about. But so according to this, Warner Brothers is pushing back so much stuff. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is going through its own bunch of crap that we're going to talk about later. Um, Warner Brothers is considering pushing back Aquaman, Dune Part 2, and The Color Purple into 2024 if the strike continues. Uh,
Um, One, Dom is throwing a little shade at you. You'll see those movies in 2024.
well, I
Um,
mean, look,
but two, I don't.
movies I'm good at. Movies
So
I'm good at seeing. TV shows I'm really behind.
I don't know if I understand the logic other than they think they won't have anything to release next year. Is that the deal?
Well,
Like they don't have projects to sit and like Warner Brothers could just release the Batgirl movie, like just do it.
they won't though. They scrapped that. There's
Yeah, but no, they can bring it if
no
it. But yeah, but if there's nothing else in the theater, they can make more off it playing in the theater than they would
I
off
don't
of the scrapping it because they are allowed to put it out
they're
still.
allowed to put it out, but
They just lose the tax break.
that and the actors and the actresses and whatnot are not allowed to promote the films. Hence the cast leaving Oppenheimer
Yeah, that's fine
for
though.
the movie.
That's look. Do we really think that like being on Jimmy Fallon drives people to the movie theaters anymore?
No, I don't even. I only watch Jimmy
Mhm.
Fallon clips on YouTube. I don't even watch it live ever.
Right, right. Nobody does.
So in the chat, Charles saw said Legend of the White Dragon comes out in about a month. And Dom's question's a good question. When do you really? When do
There's
you
a
guys?
switch on the side of your phone,
Yeah,
just so
no,
you know.
this is actually the rehab center where my mom is.
Okay.
Yeah, that my sister can answer the phone for once. Dom's question is, when do you guys think the whole strike will be over? When do you think the whole strike will be over?
I'd flip that back around to the crowd, but I don't know when I think that'll be over. Um, I would have thought already, but it
Well,
seems like the studios are digging in.
yeah, I said cockily. Cockily? Is
Yeah,
cockily a word?
sure.
Okay. I said cockily that I thought the strike would be over before this show aired. And
Yeah,
boy, am I wrong. George R. R. Martin, who famously is not writing Winds of Winter, or is if you listen to him, said that this is actually going to be a long, drawn out strike. Like he said, I've been part of the guild. I actually just breezed through this article and didn't save it, but that he's been part of the guild since 1986 and has been through many strikes. And this is the most important one of his lifetime that he can remember because of the AI
yeah.
implications, which I have something I want to play around with the AI if we have time, something funny. But it's just I don't think the strike's going to be over anytime soon. I think it's going to be at least another month.
Yeah, I don't know what decision they'll come to on the AI because I don't think they're and it looks like even the um cartoon writers and the animated universe writers are petitioning to strike now as well, because they are not covered under SAG or the WGA. So
Right.
they are looking to now actually strike for the same principle, because it seems everybody's going to go to get this AI stuff built into their contracts, because it's scary
It is.
for the future of everything. I mean, you already can see, and it was funny and cute before you'd see a YouTube match of like, what if this band wrote this song?
Hmm.
It's literally what every record company could do for the rest, and never have to
Yeah.
hire a band again.
There was an article out that um on the one, James Cameron said he warned us all in 1984 about this, which technically he did.
Yep.
Tongue in cheek joke, but there was an article that somebody punched in something into an AI and it wrote the final the Winds of Winter book for George R. R. Martin.
I mean, look, it can't be worse than whatever, right?
Ah,
You know.
now there are indie films that are getting kind of a pass and being allowed to film.
Yeah, I
As
think it's less than a couple million budget or something.
Right, it's like dozens of movies, and then again over in England, we mentioned this last week that the guild over there is not striking, and they're telling the actors that if they do strike, they're going to face legal action. So Game of
Right.
Thrones is still on. I don't know how long that'll continue. If this strike goes on, do you think maybe they'll push the pause button, or is it
I, I don't know, because I don't know what their provisions are in their contracts for those things, right?
right?
Like, it depends on if when their next contract is up,
Right.
because if they can't negotiate right now, then there's no reason for them to strike and hurt themselves in the long run for their bargaining.
Um, one of the movies
But I
that
wonder, are there any actors that are going to be missing
in
from, like,
oh,
that are
and
part of SAG that now have to strike, that were part of
I
House of the Dragon, that have to bail?
I
I
think
don't know how that works.
they did a mostly English cast. If I recall, what was the show? There was a show. What was the show? It was a show or a movie that Robin Williams desperately wanted to be in, but they wouldn't let him in. Oh, it was Harry Potter. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Harry Potter, when they were filming Harry Potter, Robin Williams desperately wanted to be in it, and they wouldn't let him in it because he wasn't English. They were only doing
Oh, that's fair.
English cast. Um, Borderlands, the movie that we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about way back in our first 50 shows, I think, maybe, is finally getting a release date, August 9th, 2024, as it stands now. I
Oh yeah,
was
we just talked about that it was getting shelved like last week.
Yeah, I wasn't excited for it when it was announced, and I'm not excited for it now, and I love that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we hitting game news and stuff from Comic-Con now?
Not Comic-Con yet. I have
Okay.
two quick little things before we go to Comic-Con. I guess this counts as Comic-Con. We got a release date for Invincible.
And
Finally,
a teaser episode.
yes. Invincible will return on November 3rd and be split across two parts, with the second half premiering sometime in 2024.
I hate that.
So do
I'm,
I.
I just wait and drop it all at once, or all week after week after week. But this, I enjoyed watching that weekly.
Same.
But these long breaks are painful.
Yeah, they're brutal. What do you have on that on the
Uh, oh, it was video game. I was gonna say,
stuff?
I know I sent it to you. Did you watch the Spider-Man 2
No,
trailer?
no, not yet.
Oh my God,
You said it was really good.
Harry's back.
Harry Osborn?
Osborn. You
Oh,
played the first one, right?
not all the way through.
Oh my God.
I put a big TV in my room, so I'm gonna
I mean,
move
I'm
my
I'm not a gamer, and I beat the first one 3 times.
I'm an Xbox guy, so I don't play as much on PlayStation because all my stuff is on the Xbox. So
Yeah, but
that's the actual real reason. Uh,
it's Spider-Man. I don't I you
they,
have to refresh me, Dama, what they did with MJ. I barely remember seeing her in
I
it.
don't I don't think she's a redhead anymore. I don't.
I mean,
I
they did
thought
a lot of, like, they did refresh a lot of it when the PS5 Miles Morales version came out. They refreshed all of the graphics. So, like, Peter from the original release to the remastered one looks nothing alike.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, but you get a lot of miles. You get some more villains.
Well,
Oh yeah, so they did that. They did that with the PS5. They did a lot of because they could do more
yes.
um, detail, and I mean they look more realistic. But I'm not a fan of the changes that they made to their faces either. But I've played through it twice with that, so now I'm just used to it. And my kids keep playing through it, so I keep having to watch them.
um, as far as Comic Con goes, there wasn't a lot because a lot of the major studios and everything took a step back this year. This has the 25 biggest movie and TV reveals. If you have anything to add as I
I didn't
run,
even know there was that many at
yeah,
Comic Con. There was that many.
yeah, but this is not what you think. This will be a
Got it.
fixed list. There's a new Ahsoka concept art images. Um, yay.
You love it. You love concept art. You love fan art. They're
New
like your
props,
favorite things. I heard.
new props and costumes.
Okay.
Um, Aquaman's new costume from Lost Kingdom revealed. It looks like he's got the orange top with the gold gloves with the fins, or green gloves with the fins, and a light green pantsuit with the A as a belt. Looks kind of neat from the picture at Comic Con. The Boys spinoff Gen V
Yeah.
finally has a release date. That's going to be July 24th. No, that was the trailer. The show premieres September 29th. It's going to drop 3 episodes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and then weekly.
And then weekly.
All right, cool. I'll take it.
Yeah. David Tennant and Nakuti Gatwa's Doctor Who costumes.
Nudie Guada.
Who?
Nudie Guada, the new Doctor Who.
I was so close.
You were
Like I
you
actually
were you were like on the same continent. It was good.
Yeah. I didn't butcher this one. Um let's see what else. Harley Quinn season 4 trailer.
Yep, and that drops like next week, I think, or soon,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Lex Luthor, Nightwing, Robin, Bane. Season 4. The season 4 trailer promised that there will have more sex, more drama, more Bane being Bane, and more Harley. Harlivy. Harlivy? Is that
Yeah,
Poison Ivy Harley?
yeah. It's their ship name. Bane is. I mean, look, after the Valentine's special, which I know you still haven't watched because it's
No.
on your list.
I'm
But the Valentine's special with Bane is hilarious. It's so good.
Well, like I said, I'm going to have a lot of time to catch up on shows because there's not a lot to watch.
Yeah,
Adventure
that needs to be on there.
Adventure Time Fiona and Cake trailer.
Sure.
New Percy Jackson and the Olympians image. Young Love clip. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem story details.
Okay, there was a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles details that came out.
Yeah. X-Men 97 story details.
Yeah, don't care.
Okay. The Invincible season 2 poster and season 2 release date, which we said, and a trailer. Oh, and there's an Invincible Adam Eve special episode announcement.
Yep, that already dropped.
That already dropped.
Yeah, it's out as of I think Friday that came out on Amazon Prime.
Dead
Little teaser, little taste. The new
Dead
season.
Season 2, I think you mentioned that.
Dead City season 2. I'd hope so after the way this first one ended.
Yep.
It literally needs to come out in like a week. It's
doesn't say when.
It's not going to be for like a year.
Remains unannounced. Daryl Dixon season 2 is happening.
Yep.
Rick and that chick, the name I get
Michonne.
wrong. Yep, gets an official title. The Ones Who Live.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Ones
John
who
Wick,
abandoned their kids. Yay.
John Wick Continental prequel release date and story details.
Okay.
That's gonna be the Continental from the World of John Wick releases in 3 parts: September 22nd, 29th, and October 6th.
Okay, that's fine.
Star Trek Discovery season 5 first look. Lower Deck season 4 trailer and release date. Before I go to the next one, they actually dropped the Lower Decks crossover episode on Saturday. I watched it right before we went on here. It's awesome.
Good to know.
It's,
what is that crossover with?
That crosses over with Strange New Worlds.
Got it.
So Boimer and
won't matter.
What's her name?
Yep, sure.
The chick Mariner go back 120 years to Chris Pike's Enterprise. The opening montage, the opening credits are done as a cartoon. Like the Star Trek Strange New Worlds,
Yeah.
they cartooned the opening credits. It opens, and I won't go through the whole episode really, but it opens on the lower deck ship. They go back in time, and then he's in live action, and it's actually really, really well done. The story beats are great. Um, the fanboying and the little hints of future things are really great. Um, and then they go back to their time, and the episode ends in the Strange New Worlds universe as cartoons.
Got it.
The episode prior to this one that I was actually going to talk about, and I'll just give the end. So far, uh, Paul Wesley of Vampire Diaries fame has been portraying Lieutenant Kirk,
Yep.
Lieutenant James T. Kirk. Who, so far, we've gotten two versions of him. Both have been alternate timeline versions of him. This episode, we got this version of him, the prime timeline of him. He's just promoted to the first officer of the Farragut, which is in line with Star Trek canon. Um, he comes over to the Enterprise to help Uhura do something. So Kirk and Uhura meet for the first time, which is a really cool episode with them kind of bouncing off each other. And then the episode closes with Kirk and Uhura sitting at a table in the whatever their mess hall is,
Yeah.
and Spock comes over, and Spock and Kirk meet for the first time, and the three of them sit at a table. So that's kind of a meta, iconic, like the three of them meeting for the first time. It was super, super well done.
Very cool.
And Strange New Worlds is having a musical episode because why not?
Oh, okay. Yeah, the other teenage thing, because I don't know if it's in here. Other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're doing more with the Last Ronin. They're going to drop a video game, and they
Oh,
did a lost era in between and introduced a bunch of new Ninja Turtles that April O'Neil trains.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff. Last Ronin is, and it was a mystery when it first came out. I'm not going to spoil that part, but like, it's a down in the future, and there's one turtle left that has to avenge the lives of Splinter and all of his brothers,
Okay,
and is going after Shredder's son, who killed everybody else.
interesting.
So they're doing more of that gap in between there and how it got to that point and some other cool stuff. So, and there's like I said, there's a video game for Last Ronin coming out because it's been such a huge success and kind of revitalized the comic genre for them with their graphic novel for it.
Yeah, nothing else really came out.
Cool.
Like it was literally a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, look, there was other news that I'm sure we'll get to in a minute, even pre that we didn't talk about on this show yet
What
from
was?
some of the comic companies about their movies.
If you have that,
Well, so we didn't get to it last week because we went long on Emmy talk, but James Gunn cast a bunch of people
he
in
did.
Superman Legacy.
He did.
So,
Uh,
and there's a lot of stories coming out about the Superman Legacy movie, where it is basically Black Adam. Which I
oh
don't know if you've seen this, but it's set on like a Middle East conflict, and
no!
Superman has to stop it, and they bring in another group of superheroes that have to work with him to do it.
So is this him setting his universe up as a jump off now from this movie?
Yeah, well, it's the first official DCU movie, but
Right.
it's like rumor mill has it that like the storyline is legit the story from Black Adam,
Only it'll be done better.
only with Superman instead of Black
Right.
Adam. But like still like there's another group of heroes that comes in and interacts with everybody. And that group of heroes is going to be the Terrifics, it seems like.
Yeah. So we have. I'm looking at it now. So we know we have Nathan Fillion playing Guy Gardner's Green Lantern.
Yeah, that makes me nervous, man, cuz
Yeah.
I would have, if I was going to cast Nathan Fillion, given his age,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to be cognizant of that, right? It's if we're casting a younger Superman and Henry Cavill's too old, we got to be aware that Nathan Fillion's in his 50s,
Yep.
and we're casting him as Guy Gardner, who is technically the third Green Lantern
Right.
on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was the second. Sorry, he was the second. He was before John Stewart, but then they kind of wrote him off fairly quickly.
Right.
But you know, I would go with him for Hal Jordan before I would have done him as Guy Gardner. And we had Finn Wittrock cast as Guy Gardner for the TV show.
Right.
Neither one, in the continued hatred of redheads from the film industry, because they have not cast a single redhead as or with a redhead. I just want to continue to point that out because they continue to do it in every goddamn movie that they do and TV show. But yeah, so I think he'll do great. I don't know what take they're going to do on Guy Gardner because he is a grating character in the comics. Like he is tough. He's just a dick all the
Right.
time,
I
all the time.
remember reading some of his.
Uh, he was in when they redid the Justice League after the Legends series, because Justice League broke up after Crisis on Infinite Earths. When
Mm,
they did the Legends series, Suicide Squad came out of that, and so did the new Justice League.
okay.
And this was the Justice League with no legacy. It was Blue Beetle, it was Booster Gold, it was Fire, it was Ice, Big Barda, Mister Miracle was in it.
Helped.
All of them. Batman was in it. Guy Gardner was their Green Lantern. Martian Manhunter was the only kind of hangover from before.
Right.
And Guy Gardner is so mouthy and just so obnoxious all the time that Batman clocks him in the middle of while he's yelling one day and knocks him out in one punch. And there's even a clip in another comic like a year later where it's
Oh, really?
Princess Diana and Clark and Batman standing around talking, and they're like, "Really, one punch? I would love to have seen you knock him on his ass." Like so it's been referenced for years, and even years later, they would still be like one punch, and you'd see somebody laughing in the background. It's great.
Uh,
So we have him. So I don't know how they're gonna pull that off because if you do him right, he's just a dick, and I don't know how that'll translate.
we also have Eddie Gaffigi
Yep.
playing Mr. Terrific. Now, him, I know the actor was in the Blacklist for a really nice arc. He's really good. Really, really good.
Now, are you familiar with Mister Terrific outside of the Echo Kellum
No.
stint on Arrow? So, for background for everybody and for you, so Mister Terrific was originally a character in the 1940s. It was all about fair play,
Right.
and that was his motto. He had a big
Oh,
belt
you know
buckle that said "Fair Play."
they kind of gave a little bit of that backstory on Smallville,
They
actually.
did, they did. So that was in
And
the
the Justice Society. Okay.
yep. So
Okay.
he was a member of the Justice Society, and he's
Yep.
a World War II era hero.
Yep.
Then this Mister Terrific, whose name is escaping me right now, which I feel bad for because I was just reading a comic that he was in. And now
Michael
actually,
Holt.
yes, Michael Holt, and Wally West actually works for him in the new Flash comics.
Oh, okay.
Um, but he is like the third smartest man in the world. They
Gee.
reference that a lot. He's the third smartest man in the world. Um, and he has all these cool inventions that he's created. He's, a multi-billionaire who owns huge companies in tech, and they carried over from the original. Um, he's African American, and
Mhm.
his costume, though, he has just a black mask over his face, and then he has a leather jacket that on it one arm says "fair" and one arm says "play." Is the only carry back to the original Mister Terrific, but he has these little techno balls that he
Right.
throws around that can do and explore things and get you data back and blow up and do whatever they need to. That ties back to the ones they had in the Arrowverse show
Right.
when he was on there. But yeah, great character. They pulled him back into the Justice Society when they introduced him as like the next generation of Justice Society heroes. Probably about 20 years ago. I believe Jeff Johns introduced him into that run.
The other casting was Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So does that mean they're not going to do Hawkman? Is he going to not do Hawkman because they did Hawkman and Black Adam?
I don't
'Cause he was
know.
good as the half of the movie I saw, he was a good Hawkman. I like Aldous Hodges in general.
He was great.
He's in Friday
Um,
Night Lights.
so I mentioned the Terrifics, which is a more recent comic book series
Right.
that is based around Mister Terrific when it put together. It's like the Fantastic Four, basically, but
Okay.
it's Mister Terrific. It's um uh oh yeah, there's two other castings too. Sorry, but there's Mister Terrific. There's
Let me see.
Phantasm, which is Phantom Girl who's in Legion of Superheroes, like a version of her that's trapped in the past.
Right.
It's that one's too complicated to get into. She was a triplicate who also could phase, and there's one's trapped in the past, one's in the future. Anyway, so there's her. There's also Metamorpho.
That was the other casting.
Yeah, and there's one more after that.
Who else
So Metamorpho was also cast, who is a member of the Terrifics.
Right.
Um, and he was cast as do you have his name there?
Oh yeah. Anthony Carrigan. He was Barry.
He was in
Well,
Barry,
and he was Victor Zaz,
yeah,
and
on Gotham.
phenomenal in Gotham.
He was phenomenal on Barry, like one of the best parts of the show. He has also said that he wanted to play Victor Zaz again in movies, but
Oh
I'm
wow.
excited for him as Metamorpho. I think he'll do great there. But Metamorpho is part of the Terrifics, and the other person of the Terrifics is Plastic Man,
Oh, that's right.
who apparently has been cast as
Oh yeah.
John Mulaney,
Okay.
who will be amazing
Okay.
as
Okay. I like that.
Plastic Man.
Yeah, I like that.
Because Plastic Man is actually almost the same character that he plays in Into the Spider Verse, is Spider Ham, just from a jokes and a temperament and kind of the oldie gangster style. Um, is what that character is. But to the Hawk Girl point, I think that's more recognizable than Phantom Girl. So I think they cast Hawk Girl as the fourth member of the Terrifics, and
Okay.
the Terrifics is going to be your superhero team that interacts with Superman. So
Gotcha.
you can slow roll out the Justice League, and
Right.
Guy Gardner will just be there, and maybe they've expanded the Terrific since then and added in a Green Lantern because there's 30 Green Lanterns kicking around now. But maybe that's where they'll do that. But I'm intrigued to see how they do it.
Well, I know he said the Suicide Squad is not canon to his universe.
Right, but Peacemaker is. So
Right. I don't know how he's drawing up his whiteboard with his shit on it.
I mean, I
Uh,
heard Jimmy Olsen was just cast too.
oh, nice.
Who I'm totally down with the kid playing Jimmy Olsen. He was in.
I'm sure they're gonna cast a Lex Luthor and a Martha Kent also.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in Santa Clarita Diet. He played their son,
Timothy
or
Oliphant.
the neighbor's son. No, no. I mean,
Which
is Primeval on your list?
it's on my list, and apparently it's really, really freaking good.
Yeah, the previews look great for it. Hold on, let me look up this kid's name because he's actually a redhead. So like, I almost take back what I said, or at least he's
Oh.
played a redhead a few times.
Yeah, you look that up so I can tell you the Star Wars news that I have.
Oh
You're
yeah,
gonna love it.
I bet.
Go ahead.
Skylar Gisondo.
Okay. Not Timothy Oliphant. Timothy's
No,
too old and a little
but
too.
he was in Booksmart, The Social Dilemma, Vacation. He played Rusty in Vacation.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's been in, I don't know, hundreds of things.
Well, good. The redhead's getting some love.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. Um, Star Warsy, right?
Yeah.
John Boyega, affectionately known as Finn,
Yeah.
was asked if he would ever return to Star Wars. Because
Yeah.
they're like asking the same question every couple of weeks, you know? John's answer now is, hell yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Here's the rest of the quote. I hope JJ's watching. Star Wars The Force Awakens is most definitely the best of the final trilogy. Agree?
Yeah, I don't think anybody will argue. Our buddy JJ might argue The Last Jedi's better, but
Well, second for him, just as John Boyega, not JJ, comes Star Wars 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And then the worst, in the most respectful sense, is Episode 8, The Last Jedi, but they're all lovely. That's a very, very safe answer. But he has gone on record as having conversations with Mark Hamill during the filming of 8, as in, what the hell is going on? Why are they making these choices? No one was happy with Rian Johnson's version of Star Wars.
which is funny because I thought Finn was treated better in 8 than he was in 9.
Finn, yeah. Yeah.
Like he was just there as a sidekick to Rey in 9, but he had his own story arc with Rose in 8. Like I thought their story arc was great. He actually had side missions. He like did his own thing. He had his own progress he was making through a storyline and evolution.
His response when they asked him, this is his response, quote, like, you guys knew what to do with Daisy Ridley. You knew what to do with Adam Driver. But when it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, fuck all. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver, all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. let's be honest. Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everybody knows I'm not exposing anything. So obviously he's extremely unhappy with his storyline, which did suck. After he thinks that there should have been a Stormtroop rebellion, which would have been a nice little twist, something like that. I kind of agree.
Maybe. Well, he's getting an interview because he's in the new show. They cloned Tyrone
Yes.
on Netflix with Jamie Foxx, Teyonah Parris, Kiefer Sutherland, David Allen Greer. It's a pretty good cast, actually.
That coming on the heels of an article by Deadline, Andor season 2 has been in production since November 2022 and was expected to wrap filming in August of this year.
I know, it was so close.
While not a complete halt in filming, the news states that Andor Season 2's final few weeks of production will go ahead without members of the cast that fall under the SAG-AFTRA umbrella. With only cast members who have agreements with Equity, a British acting union, continuing the film as they are contractually not permitted to strike. That's the group that I was talking about
Yeah.
for Game of Thrones.
Little nervous about that too, but we'll see. Hopefully the people that we need are part of that union.
It's supposed to release as now tentatively scheduled for August 2024. I don't know how that's going to work.
Well, look, the thing that blows my mind, like if there are only a few weeks of filming left, like I get it, shouldn't everything be pushed back? Right? So like shouldn't they just pick right back up where they left and everything else that was going to start gets pushed back by a couple weeks? You would think that's how this industry as a whole would be like, hey, it's shitty, but this is what's going to happen.
Right. DC also announced 2 animated movies.
Oh, I'm excited for these.
Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Maybe it'll be done right finally.
And The Watchmen is getting an animated series or a movie to drop in 2024.
No word yet on what that's going to be like. I bet you it is a true to graphic novel recreation is my guess.
If they're doing it as an animated movie, that's way easier to do, you would think.
I mean, look, the Zack Snyder one is fairly close to the
Right.
comics. Like it's not far off. But I think they will probably do an animated version that is very tight to the comics.
Maybe I'll finally watch it.
Which one?
Either of them. I didn't watch the series.
The show?
I didn't watch the movie.
God, dude.
I know.
Dom just fell out of his chair.
You probably did.
You didn't even see the TV show. It was so good.
I know, and it was the one season, and I know.
But at least you're watching Superman and Lois, so you can
I am.
John Henry Irons and Onomatopoeia.
They already
rewritten.
Yeah, I already got the who that person is. I called that the episode before they revealed who it was, and I figured out who Mateo was when they first introduced him, because it's really easy to tell when you don't have a lot of major characters of that race. It's really easy to figure out who the hell is who. It's not rocket science. I mean, you know?
I mean, they're in Smallville, Kansas.
That too. All right. So we can go back to the Emmy list if we want.
I think we're good.
Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do these 2 quick things real fast. I was messing around with ChatGPT the other day, right? The AI program that's freaking everybody out.
Well, that's fine. There's 3 other ones out and one more coming, or one more out, because Bard by Google is out as well, which has, I think, our Bard wrote our description somewhere that I used. And then Apple's developing one, and Twitter is developing one, or Tesla is building one.
You mean X?
Tesla's building one.
Oh, okay. So I put in 2 things to rank, okay? Because I was curious. Put the top 10 movies of all time. Okay. Now, this prefaces that as an AI model, I don't have access to real-time data, and the knowledge cutoff is September 2021, which is interesting. This is a list of the top movies up to that time.
Okay.
And this isn't like this isn't like the AI's because the AI can't give a definitive
Yeah,
answer.
I feel safe saying that no movies that would fit into the top 10 have come out since 2021, so I think we're okay.
Okay. So I'll go bottom up. 10, The
Okay.
Matrix.
Okay.
Okay. 9, 1966 is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Okay.
Okay. 8, 1994's Forrest Gump.
Okay.
7, 1994's Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
1994 is really big here. 2003's The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King at number 6.
That's the third one, right?
That's the third one.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't argue that.
Okay. Number 5, 1993 Schindler's List.
Okay.
Number 4, 2008's The Dark Knight.
No. Shouldn't even be close to the top 10 list.
Okay. I'm going to let you guess the top 2 movies. I'm going to give you number
Wait.
3.
And that was the first of the 3, right?
The Dark Knight was the first one, yeah.
No, it's Batman Begins. Dark Knight is the second one.
Second one.
All right. Still shouldn't be in the top 10.
Okay. Number 3 is 1974's Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 3 guesses for number 2 and 3 guesses for number 1, so we're not here all night.
It's The Godfather Part 3.
Is not in the top 10. That's 1.
It's Star Wars.
Not in the top 10 in this iteration of the list.
Titanic.
Not in the top 10.
Okay, so nothing for 2. What's number 2?
Number 2, 1994 Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Suppose this list depends on what you look for in a movie. Because
Literally,
these are all like similar movies.
I literally just put top 10 movie list. Of
Yeah,
all
I know. It
Yeah.
feels like they're all similar
Um,
vibes. Like, I mean, maybe because it's the same year, so it feels like I'm in high school.
Right. So number 1, the number 1 movie is none of the movies you mentioned. So I'll give you 3 fresh guesses.
Okay. Can you give me a decade?
70s.
Oh. Jaws.
No.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
No.
Is it a Spielberg movie?
No.
Godfather 1.
Yes.
Really?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
there's no way both Godfather movies fit in the top 10 movies of all time.
No. And the other thing that I did just for funsies was I did the best Batman actor ever.
Oh.
And it
How
ranked,
did
it gave
put
me
out?
6. It gave me 6.
Oh, so it's missing some. All right.
It is. So number 6,
Hey, Dylan.
Adam West.
I don't agree with that.
Okay. Number 4. I don't like this list at all.
Wait,
I'm gonna
wait,
tell you off the top
wait.
of my head.
What happened to number 5? What are we in? Spaceballs? What happened to number 5?
I'm sorry. It is the top 5. 5 was
Okay.
Adam West. My bad. I don't agree with this list in any way at all. So
6, what
5.
happened to 7?
So
Just
5 is
kidding.
5 is Adam West.
Yeah.
4,
Keaton.
Batfleck.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely don't agree. Oh,
3,
so it's... I got it. I know who's missing. All right.
3.
Keaton.
No.
Bale.
No.
Pattinson.
Conroy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, that's wrong, but okay.
Okay. 2.
Bale.
Nope.
Keaton.
Flip. Yeah, flip him.
Oh.
Keaton.
So it
seems
leaves
well-
out Clooney. It leaves out Kilmer.
I don't agree with this list at all. We've done Batman rankings like
Yeah. Bale is like 4th or 5th for me.
right. If there's something that you can think of off the top of your head for me to rank real fast, I will happily throw it in there.
No, I'm good.
I've left.
How about Ways Secret Invasion can end and not suck?
Okay. Secret Invasion. I forgot we had to talk about Secret Invasion.
Can you put that in Chat DPD? What are the top 5 ways Secret Invasion can end and not suck? Because it won't be any of those ways that it ends, is how I feel. Look, as we sit and something, not really spoilers yet for Secret Invasion, but maybe. Unless Fury made a phone call to Coulson, the cavalry.
No, this stops at 2021.
Yeah.
Um,
Unless it made the phone call was to Coulson, the cavalry, or Quake. The show has failed this network.
This was the penultimate episode of
Yeah.
this. This is the episode where Rebecca drops a truth bomb. This is the episode that's supposed to be, holy shit, the finale's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And this is the episode where I went, oh, whew, the finale's around the corner.
Actually, here's my true guess as to who he called.
If you say the engineer, I'm going to stab you through the screen.
It's Maria Hill.
You know, I honestly would not be surprised if that's the twist.
Well, Dom, spoilers for Secret Invasion since you haven't watched it and
He-
you feel like Frank.
oh, okay. I'll do that for Dom while you're talking about this.
So yeah, so look, we got to see some cool fight scenes. We buried Talos, which again, and I even took time to watch Captain Marvel again. Still don't give a shit about Talos, whatever his name is. Just don't have the investment to him. Like it all just feels rushed. It's the great part about a great spy thriller or spy series is like it breathes.
Yes.
And you take time developing suspense and thrills and oh my god, what's going to happen with this? There's none of oh my god, there's been no point when I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe what's happening. What's going to happen to this person? I never care on this show.
What they should have done was, if you're not going to read Secret Invasion, that's fine. Go watch 2001 Spy Game with Robert Redford. That is a damn good spy movie.
It is. And
that is a great.
And Dom, you already know it's Michelangelo, so calm down.
It's Donatello. Stop it.
It's definitely not.
It's Donatello.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's the one I liked growing up. So
yeah.
But no, this Secret Invasion was one that we were actually really looking forward to. I remember that. And you have the comic knowledge and I have the okay. Now you sit back and look at it and you're gonna tell me that this is going all the way back to Infinity War now? Or
no.
To Endgame.
If not farther. We don't know.
Farther. So are you gonna tell me that the roadie that went to get the Infinity Stone was a Skrull? Are you gonna tell me that all like you can't retcon that shit?
No, but I mean they could have replaced Rhodey at any point, right? Like who knows?
Yeah. I just want to see how they're going to resolve all this. Obviously, the big fight at the end is going to be Samuel Jackson and Gravik, and then
Gaia, Emilia Clarke and Gravik. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Is Gaia's going to come? Gravik fights Fury, but Gaia's going to come and save the day because the good guys are going to win.
Yeah, I think what they've exposed with this. And it's been exposed repeatedly on the Disney Plus Marvel shows. They should have stuck with movies.
Yeah.
And continued this because I can't imagine that these shows are cheaper than a movie.
No.
Actually, like this would have been great and what they should have done for this is done one Secret Invasion movie. Your end credit scenes for the last 2 years should have been setting this up.
I'm pretty sure that Oppenheimer cost less than Secret Invasion, if I saw something right.
Yeah, but you should have been setting up in your end credit scenes and your mid credits and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
All of this Secret Invasion stuff. Like it doesn't need to be related to the movie. That's the problem now. Like they're like these end credits have to be related to the movie we're watching. No, that was the cool part. It wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, it was related to like, hey, you're going to see this movie in 6 months. Here's a snip from it to build some excitement towards it. That's what they should be doing back and forth with these TV shows and these movies is like giving us a taste and making us solve the mystery, right? Like, don't give us too much. Give us a little taste at the end about what Secret Invasion is. And like, you get a hint of green and something like it's so much better doing that than trying to build up Kang that again, I'm not invested in Kang from the movies or the TV show.
No.
And now I need to watch so much. This is bottom.
This is definitely bottom.
It's not as bad as Loki.
See, I rank Loki up higher. But once this show is over, we can rank the shows again because that's what we love to do. But that's all I got.
Yeah, I look. So there was I also think Fury's wife is a double agent. He's
Absolutely.
been working both sides the whole time. But there was a really cool fight scene that was the first actual action scene of the whole show that was legit. That was Fury's. What's her name? Um,
Oh, his wife. Yeah.
yeah,
The Call of Duty scene.
yeah. But it was the wife and Gaia, and they come in.
Yeah,
But I'm a little confused that Talos would have wanted to be buried outside of Fury's summer home. But that's cool. Um, but that they had the action scene where they fight off all these scrolls. I was like, if this show had one of those every episode, the show would have been better.
sure.
I just and well, how long was Martin Freeman a scroll?
That's a question. He
Right?
doesn't
Like
even know.
they still haven't found him.
Nope.
So hopefully they find him before the end
Nope.
instead of us having to wait till next maybe Echo. Maybe Echo they'll tie
Okay.
this all up. But
Echo sounds like it's gonna be a disaster.
yeah, and I agree with Dom. You should bird some videos of
You
you
know
doing
what?
some rankings.
I will
Great
post
idea.
I will do a quick ranking, after I watch this finale that hopefully will raise this show up a few notches.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So everybody, a little shorter than normal this week, but thanks for finding the geek spot.
No,
Uh,
it's fine.
feel free to tell more people to come join the conversation.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
have them come say hi. You can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads. I think
I don't know if we did a thread.
maybe not. Somewhere, come find us somewhere. Tell us what you want to hear about, and we'll be happy to talk about it. But thanks for joining. You can catch me at jackkidmusic.com and Frank at Gimzak all over the place.
That's me. Bye.